Hi, Bart with BicycleRider YouTube, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about the bicycle rider's view on e-bikes. And this is a touchy subject for some, but just know we love bicycles. We love all types of bicycles, and that includes e-bikes. I will never give up riding my regular unmotorized pedal bike. I'm just going to call that a bicycle because I grew up doing that. We didn't have e-bikes when I was a kid, and it's probably, that's just the way it is when you're 15-year-old. But e-bikes are definitely part of the new landscape of cycling. And I think it is a good thing. One, because it is getting people into cycling that maybe weren't at all interested in cycling at all. Gary and I have bought a couple e-bikes, and what we do is we basically put our friends on these bikes. I do it because I like to ride really fast, and not a lot of people can keep up. If I put them on an e-bike, even a beginner can go 20 miles an hour pretty quickly, which has its advantages and disadvantages. One, I have cycled a lot of years to be able to ride 20 miles an hour plus, and so it has given me experience. And I've learned the hard way that at 20 miles an hour, when you crash, it hurts. Where you get a beginner that all of a sudden can go 20 miles on a bicycle, 20 miles an hour on a bicycle, that could be a bit of a dangerous situation, especially if there's not a lot of training involved beforehand. But fact is, 20 miles an hour is fun. Just, be careful if you're not that experienced and all of a sudden you can go 20 miles an hour. Don't always go as fast as the bicycle can. This bicycle here to the right of me, it's a Ride One Up, and it'll actually go 28 miles an hour. So just be cautious, people. But have fun, and that's part of riding a bicycle is having fun. And every time I've put someone on one of these bicycles, it's all smiles. I mean, people cannot deny it. Even people that really are reluctant to get on this thing, I say, hey, jump on this e-bike and give it a try. And people are like, well, what is an e-bike? This is a little crazy, man. And they step through this one because it's pretty inviting. And that's why I like to step through. They sit on the seat and it's not too bad. And all of a sudden they start pedaling and the motion just starts happening. There's definitely something about creating your own motion, or at least perceiving that you're creating your own motion. And when you're pedaling and all of a sudden the motor kicks in on this, it's silent. You don't even realize what's happening, but it's making the pedaling easy. And and some of us cyclists, especially lifelong cyclists, take it for granted just how hard a bike can be to pedal, especially after you start getting tired, if you don't have that base fitness. And a bicycle, an e-bike, can help people build that base fitness. Some people say if you get on an e-bike, you'll never get on another bike. I believe that an e-bike is almost a gateway drug to fitness. And come fitness, next thing you know, you might want a bike without a motor, but at least the person is actually getting on a bike. It doesn't matter if it has a motor or if it doesn't. At least they're getting on a bike. The more people on bikes, the better it is. And the better it is for cycling awareness, because there's a lot of people that haven't been on a bike since they got their driver's license at 16, and they don't really have the interest in it. And it just, they try it and maybe they get on the wrong bike and it's not comfortable, it's too hard, and they put the bicycle down and they don't ride it again. And then they don't understand the needs of cyclists, sharing the road with them. But, if people start riding e-bikes and they start getting on the road, they start understanding, the cyclist needs and why we need bicycle paths and why we need certain striped lines to keep us protected and keep us flowing with traffic instead of against traffic. Because, when you're walking, sometimes you don't realize, you can walk against traffic, and if a car is coming out of the driveway, you're not going 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. You don't have to put on the brakes real quick. You just stop, let the car out. But on a bicycle, you're riding on the sidewalk and a car pulls out its driveway or wants to take a left. You can't just stop at 10, 12, 15, 20 miles an hour real quickly. And a bike lets people know that because you need to ride with traffic. So, our view on e-bikes here at the BicycleRider is, we like e-bikes just because we want to see more people on bicycles. I also like the green effect. A lot of people are replacing their vehicles with an e-bike. And I like that whole technology. I think maybe more kids growing up with e-bikes you might see more kids on bicycles again, because right now kids are putting down bicycles and doing other things. Where if you can make it fun and exciting, the more kids on bicycles, that turns into the more adults on bicycles, and it just can be a really, really good thing. So you might see some e-bike videos on the BicycleRider, and just know we're not giving up on pedal bicycles, because that's where that's where we want everybody to be. But just know that the e-bikes are part of our landscape, and we want people to feel welcome. We don't want people to feel shamed or they're not part of the group. With us, if you're on two wheels, if you're pedaling, even if that pedaling is assisted, we're accepting of it. We love it. We're so glad you're here enjoying it with us. And follow our journey into the e-bike world. We've got two models here that Gary and I have built up, a step-through model and a more of a cafe racer style model. And we're going to be pushing these things, letting our friends ride them, and just seeing the smiles on their faces. So come join us with all that. And if you like the content on the BicycleRider, please hit the subscribe button. That helps us rank with YouTube and lets people know we're being watched. And watch us have fun with these e-bikes, and let's progress cycling throughout this great country we live in, and not shaming people for cheating, because it's not cheating unless there's some kind of race. Let's just let everybody enjoy and spread the love of cycling, no matter what type of bike we're riding. E-bikers, please be careful, because they are fast, and we don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want walkers getting blown off the sidewalks and us getting a bad name. So e-bikers, please be courteous, be careful. Bicycles, please be nice to e-cyclists. Make them feel welcome into the cycling community, because they're part of it. They're going to be part of it, and the more people on bikes, the better the world is. There's my rant on e-bikes. Stay tuned if you like it. Thank you.